Listings podcast. I have Amy with us today. Hey, Amy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jennifer. I'm honored.
I am really excited to dig into our conversation today. Anything about systems and just customers and service, I'm your girl. So for these people that are listening that haven't met you yet, introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about you, where you're at, and what your business is like.
Okay, well, I'm Amy Stockberger. I'm the broker owner of Amy Stockberger Real Estate. My husband and I are partners. I've been in the business now for 24 years. I've worn every single hat in the business as far as being admin staff. I've been a buyer's agent. I've been a single agent. I've been a team leader. And now we're broker owners of a teamerage. I created a all-inclusive business model that runs off the foundation of serve, then sell back in 2015, 14, beginning of 15. And since then, since 2017, we've been the highest producing team in our market and have stayed there. And we're in the top 50s nationwide.
Amazing. So excited to have you. And I love the basis of your business model because it seems so obvious, right? It seems so obvious. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So what happened really back in 2014, we were doing good. We were growing well. We're a very systemized team. I have 4 S's I believe in like wholeheartedly, that you have to have systems to scale and you have to have continuous self-development to continually succeed. And so even from the very beginning, we were really systemized, and that helped us have that repeatable excellence, which is one of our core values. And so we were doing good with the before and the during part of the transaction. But I was noticing that we were not getting that referrals that we needed, or we should be getting based upon how many clients are saying how much they loved us. And so I wanted to create a program or a system or a model that we were being of service to our clients after the transaction, and not just after, but forever after, and being of service to them in all of their seasons of not only home ownership, but in their human experience, because these clients are trusting us with these giant dollars of responsibilities in their wealth building. And then we get to the closing table, and it just felt like, what else could I give them besides what every other agent could give them, which was an equity review, could tell them what their neighbor's house sold for. I could keep them up to date on, all the different things going around in the community, but really what value is that to them in their life in the long run? And so I created what I call my lifetime lead strategies, which is my lifetime home support model that has a system and strategy for every step of the home buying, selling process before, during, and forever.
Awesome. So you kind of dug into your numbers and you were like, okay, I'm not getting enough referrals. Why? And then, so what made you take that next step? So tell me a little bit about that home support model. Like, how deep does that go? How far out does that go?
The numbers were huge. I mean, we're very systemized, and we were source coding everything. Like, where is that repeat business or that referral business? Why isn't one client turning into 5 more, which it should? I just felt that it was in my soul felt that. So I'm like, okay, how can I serve them? How can I take care of them in all these different ways, in ways that would take care of all those needs, human needs and home ownership needs? So first thing I did, again, not revolutionary, but went out and I bought a moving truck, because I also wanted to, at that time, figure out a way, and it wasn't the Amazon model I was looking at then, but as I continued to scale my business, because back then it was, okay, everything is getting more and more expensive. How can I find a profit center for every, cost center I have? Like, where we as agents should do that. We should find a way to have a lead source or a lead pillar that we're working, not only pay us in the form of like a commission, but also I find a way to get that paid for. And why couldn't we find a way to serve our clients for life in that whole lead gen? Like, that's what was missing for me. I'm like, there's different ways to do this that nobody was doing. Yeah. So the moving truck was my first part to what I call my VIP club, and went out and bought a moving truck that I knew that I wanted to serve my clients for life. I wanted to monetize it. I didn't want to pay for that lead source. So I sold ad space on the back, just figured out how much that truck was going to cost to run it for a year, what the debt service was, divided that out, sold ad space just to make above that amount of money. So I had a lead source that was taking care of clients before, during, and well after, because even after the transaction, they have things that happen in their life. They want to go buy a new couch. They want to run things to Goodwill. They want to run things out to the landmine, whatever it is, they can come get this truck for free simply by buying, investing, or selling through us one time. And so we did that. We were making money off of the truck. And then we also, another big part for me is I wanted to give back to our community. And what a great way to give back to all of our nonprofits to say, hey, come use our truck. And it felt great. It was great for them, but it also was a brand awareness because the truck itself is a billboard on wheels.
Yeah.
So the estimates they have is about 600 impressions per mile. So that one lead source, I was getting 4 different advantages and upside to within my business. And I was taking care of my clients. So that was the big, big part. And I'm not paying anything for it.
Amy, that's beautiful and genius and so many different things, right? Like you took something that you saw that you needed in your business and you didn't just fix one problem. You almost like multiplied that, right? I mean, that's so ingenious that you could just take a look at that and figure that out. And then I'm sure there's so many other levels. How do you keep in touch with your clientele to make it known you can use this truck ongoing? I'm sure you have some sort of like reoccurring communication of like what's available to them.
It lives everywhere. Our lifetime home support model lives everywhere in every marketing platform we have, whether it's from a new lead who we don't know, from our clients who are referring us out to people. It lives in our action plans, our nurture sequences. It lives in every onboarding process for buyers and sellers. And it lives in everything we have for also our companies we work with. So there's nobody who doesn't know about our lifetime home support model. And that was the other thing that I realized back in 2014 when I was really like doing a deep dive and like looking at extreme ownership. For me, it's like, okay, I want to give my agents more than just leads. I want to give them multiplying sales. I want to create a business that not only can serve my clients for life and take care of it and elevate that client experience forever so that they have a better experience anyway and know that they can count on us. Because at the end of the day, we as agents, we're super connectors. We just are. We're super connectors for buyers and sellers. We're super connectors to help our clients after this sale with all the services they need for maintenance and home prevention tasks. So I wanted to create a program that it was just so marinated in that we were the only obvious choice. And that's, if you remember back to like the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Gary Keller, that was his thing. I remember reading that because Google wasn't a Google when I was in real estate, when I first got started. There wasn't everything that's out there now. But I remember that book, I just lived and breathed by it, but was breathing by it. But in there, it says like humans have 2 places in their brains for agents. Our job is to flip the other person's name out so that we stay top of mind. That's how they're going to continue to want to do business with us and to refer us. But I wanted to take it a second level. Like if we were giving them so much service, why wouldn't they be saying our name in a natural way as much as possible? And that should be every business owner's goal, is to have your consumers, your sphere, send your name to as many people as possible in a positive way as much as possible. And that's what this program has done, because we took it from the moving truck. Then we added in our party and tool shed, because again, these beautiful humans have all these human experiences. So think, with our party shed, anything they would ever need to throw a party, we have that they can come get for free. So bouncy houses, tables and chairs, commercial grade food warmers, cotton candy, snow cone, popcorn machines, anything you can think of, they come get it from us for free for life. But I branded every piece. So when they have equipment, my name is all over it. And they're not having these parties by themselves. They're having these parties with all their friends and family, and our name is everywhere. And so it's just another brand awareness piece. And it's allowing us to, again, have our clients say our name in front of people as often as possible. And then the natural law of reciprocity just jumps in, because that's just how our world works. We have no control over these universal laws, that they're getting so much service from us that they feel compelled and kind to give back, whether in the form of a referral, repeat business, or reviews.
Yeah. I mean, if you're using your moving truck and your party supplies year after year, there's no way that you would go sell your house or go buy something and not call you first. It would be shocking, right? Because you've built this really, not only are they using your product with all your name on it, they're reaching out to you. They're probably saying thank you after they're using it. I mean, there's so many touch points there. I think that's amazing. And so now you're teaching other agents to create a business in the same way, correct?
Correct. Yep. So what we've done, because we've had that proven success in this, and it's made our clients so sticky to us that we're 80+% referral based business. And it's more than that, because our biggest lead source is lifetime home support. I have an inside sales department, but the biggest lead source by far above anything else It's people calling in saying, I was referred by friend, family, coworker, or I've heard you have this, this, and this. I want to use you. And so that's our biggest lead source. And so I'm like, okay, I need to show agents not only how to scale their business, because here's where I think the big hole in our industry lies as well, is that, first of all, we're taught, okay, our spheres are our biggest lead source forever and always. We know this. NAR has told us that year after year after year. I think it was like 90% of buyers and sellers say they'd use their agent again. And then like 13% ended up doing that last year. Like, that's gross. And it's usually like 89% and 12% that do. I mean, that's awful. And Brian, the co-founder of 1000 Watt, he has a saying that says every online lead is another agent's past client that they didn't take care of. And that's, that's why we have the portals. It's because what do these agents have to offer these clients after the fact, after it's closed? Again, an equity review, your neighbor's house sold for this, come to my random client event, these things, like, what's the true value that you're giving? Yeah. And so I wanted to not only help agents build legacy businesses and elevate the client experience on steroids, because that's why we're in the situation we're in, is because that perceived lack of value. Yeah. And so I want to elevate the client experience so that we become not just an agent, but an advisor for life for them. And that would then help agents build legacy businesses that they could have a healthy exit strategy. Because there isn't a lot of talk about that agents, you have to know that a business that is systemized, first of all, is worth a lot more than a business that has no systems at all, or even is just partially systemized. A systemized business can scale. That's just the way it works. But also a business that has repeat business, or, past client repeat business over and over and over, that's worth way more too. So you need to be able to be working towards building a business that has a healthy exit strategy that you can bundle up and sell to somebody, or it keeps pumping with you stepping back. Because that was the thing I was thinking too in 14. I was grinding, when I got into the business, I was broker than a joke. I had no other choice but to grind and hustle. But I kept thinking, like, I don't want to be the rainmaker forever. I don't want to do this forever. I want to add in other income levels, which is another part of this whole program too, and I'm showing agents how to do this, that you do need more income outside of commission. You just do. If you want to scale at a high level, you have to add in other levels of that income. And I've done it in a way where we use that not only to serve our clients for life, because that other part of that program serves my clients for life, but it also brings in high levels of income outside of commission. And then I use it for a really high level lead generation strategy too, because it's leveraging my sphere and OPA, other people's audiences. You should always be leveraging other people's audiences if you have something to serve. Yeah. And that's what it is. Like, we have a lot to give, and we want to take care of the clients for life. And that attracts the right tribe to us too. Because agent attrition is a big deal. It's a big deal. So attracting the right agents who want to serve like we do, that's who we're getting. And we're just helping them create big businesses.
Yeah. I think that's great, because I think most broker owners, team leads, even just agents trying to grow their business, the majority of the time they're working on lead generation, or they might be working on recruiting, right? But you have a different way of attracting people back to you. So now you can focus that energy elsewhere, whether it be other lead, other lead streams or whatever that looks like. You can focus that on different things, and or just be more profitable, so you don't have to focus so much on that. Right.
And the profitability, just to share with your audience. So again, you agents, team leaders, brokers, wherever you sit in that seat in your career, you are a super connector. That is your job. And so these clients are coming to you wanting resources to HVAC, electrician, window cleaners, carpet cleaners, all of these different things that they're going to need through all the seasons of home ownership. And so because I knew that, I put together what I call my home support team partners. And we have about 100 vendors on our home support team, and they pay us $3,500 a year to be a part of the program. And in that, then we know they're the best of the best. They give our clients legendary care like we do. They give them preferential treatment oftentimes, and sometimes preferential pricing. And then they pay us to be a part of the program. But then to be a part of the program, they have to allow us to come meet with their employees a minimum of 3 times a year, where we get to sit down and have that one-to-many conversation about how not only are we the experts at connecting buyers and sellers, but we also do it very differently with our lifetime home support model, taking care of them before, during, and forever, and how our clients can save over $20,000 in the first year. And then that support and savings continues for life. and having that one-to-many conversation and cementing why we're so different and how we can take care of them, the ROI on that is bananas compared to what I could ever get on a pay-per-click lead or a social media ad or running any other type of campaign. That there's just no way I could get that kind of return on investment. And that has been where I really feel like agents should steal from Amazon their model, because success leaves clues, right? Mm-hmm. They put a profit center where every expense was and turned it into a way to serve at a higher level. And that's my goal. My vision for everything I do is to create big, juicy legacies for everybody in my ecosystem, from my clients here to my team here to my community here to agents, worldwide, and showing them step by step how to become a servapreneur and build that legacy business and truly elevate that client experience.
And I mean, we touched on this very briefly earlier, right? Like, we are in such a pivotal time in real estate. This is so important. It brings adding, showing your value to a whole nother level.
Right.
And, I think what in the industry you're hearing a lot of, like, you have to show your value, and people are talking about buyer presentations and all these small things. This is adding real value, long-term value, not just value during the purchase or the sale. You're doing so much more with it. So if you're an agent or a team lead or whatever seat they're sitting in, how do they get more information about, connecting with you and talking about learning about doing this themselves in their business?
Well, they can go out to lifetimehomesupport.com to get access to all my playbooks and things I have to offer. But for your audience, if they go out and follow me on Instagram, Amy Stockberger, that's AMYSTOCKBERGER, stock as in bonds, then burger. If they follow me and then DM me life and listings, I'll send them over my home support team sales framework so they can start working on adding in another revenue source and using that as a lead generation source too.
Amazing. I'm super excited about that. I feel like I'm going to DM you, Amy. That's so great. And then I think you touched a little bit earlier about your PR framework too. Do we want to touch on that?
Yes. So I'm super excited about this. So back when I got in the business, again, got into it, didn't know anything. My dad was my broker, but he was my broker. He didn't have time. He didn't actually sell. So it wasn't like he had the time at that time to show me how to sell. So he was like, just go figure it out. You're resourceful. So it's like, okay, I knew my sphere was going to be my biggest lead source. So I made friends with as many people who were people of influence in my community, from journalists to reporters to anybody you can think of that could maybe be of somebody who would have a need or help me get my name out there. And I did it all wrong. I have a PhD in failing forward. I just find out all the ways not to do things, and then I figure out how to do it, and I do it really well at a systemized high level after I figure out how not to do it. So it's like, how could I make this easier for agents to be the go-to expert in their community? And so I'm putting together, I have a PR course that we're taking out that is really going to make them the go-to influencer in their market, giving them custom pitch angles for podcast, print, TV, getting them to be the one that is called for everything that comes up, that's just going to naturally get them their brand awareness in a bigger way. So if your audience wants to go out to Instagram and just follow me and DM me, Life and Listings PR, I'll send you guys all out a 10% discount code on that. And that course comes out at the end of September, but we are going to be raising the prices at the end of September. So we're pre-selling it right now. And it's going to be a game changer for people who want to get in and just really make their brand as wildly known and share their knowledge, share their knowledge of why they are the local best at taking care of buyers and sellers.
That's so important, because I think just knowing how to pitch yourself and knowing how to kind of package that, once you start doing that and you learn how to do it, it's free marketing, because then it just just builds on itself over and over again, right? And it's gold for building a local brand.
Right. And you have to do that. And that's the one thing, I say to my agents all the time, social media is like buying land on rented ground, to me, it's hard for me to say you have to go all in and that's the only thing you do. I can't say that to my agents, because that can change. Those algorithms change in a second. They don't own anything they have on social media. They own when they get into their CRM, when they get into their nurture sequence, and they own that, then they can go in and cement that relationship and nurture that relationship. That's what this is going to do. Is just going to show them as the expert and give them those custom pitches, give them those angles, give them the media kits, the things that most agents just we aren't shown how to do that. And I don't know of any actually course out there that does teach that right now to agents. I think it might be the only one.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, and I'm excited to see what agents are able to do. And it's just brand awareness. That's what it is. It's going to keep them at the top of the mind for everybody in their local market.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Well, I'm going to pivot a little bit. This has been awesome conversation. I feel like we could keep going for like 2 hours talking about systems and service and PR, all things I love. But I'm gonna sort of pivot a little bit, and I'm going to ask you, what's your superpower?
Well, I would say my superpower is one thing I truly, truly do. The reason I get up in the morning is to build people, is to build big, juicy legacies. That's something that is part of my soul, that really lights me up, and that makes me like in my biggest flow. But creating and implementing and systems are probably my two favorite superpowers that I am in big flow when I get to just stay in those creating and implementing and systems part. So
yeah. And I can hear, like, when you're talking about all the systems you've created and all the different things, I could see that right there, that you love that part of your business. So that's awesome. Well, Amy, this has been amazing conversation. You shared your Instagram earlier, and I'll drop that down in any of the show notes, wherever people are watching or listening, they can find you. Is there any other place that you'd like them to reach out to if they want to get more information?
Yeah, Instagram's going to be the best, but lifetimehomesupport.com is going to give them a lot of really great information. I encourage you to go, follow Amy Stockberger Real Estate as well. We have a lot of how we do it. And I think that's a big difference too. Like, we're operators, and I'll always be an operator as far as running and wanting success for my local, team here and my clients here. And so as we continue to make our systems better, that's what I'm offering up agents, is that anybody in my program, they get for life. Once I upgrade something in my business, they get it too. And I'll always be upgrading and growing it and making it better. So, because I want to see how it continues to work. And I love serving on that high level.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'll see you at Tom Ferry Summit in a couple of weeks.
Yes, I can't wait.
Have a good day.
Yep.
Bye.